Recently, Earthwise sent correspondent Michael Modzelewski to do some eco-traveling in Chile, knowing he'd discover some of the wildest untouched places on Earth. Hiking from the plains to the mountain areas, Michael discovered a new standard for the term windy.
Patagonia. For outdoor enthusiasts, the word itself evokes vivid imagery. For the adventure traveler, a chance to do some trekking through this strangely beautiful and exotic part of southern Chile can provide a mystical experience. Located at the very bottom of South America, almost the edge of the earth, the region I plan to hike lies at the base of the Andes mountain range, a relatively young chain which was forged over the last 70 million years. If there ever was any real question, here it quickly becomes obvious that nature rules supreme. Man can only learn to adapt and endure. In winter, from May to the beginning of September, temperatures plummet below freezing, and much of this area is covered with snow. The best time for trekkers is from November to April, when daily temperatures are about 55 degrees. During this time, however, you'll encounter almost incessant winds. In fact, the locals here have a saying: if you really want to see Patagonia, rather than hiking all over, just stand in one place. Eventually the wind will blow it all by you. With this in mind, I set out in March across rugged terrain under 9,000-foot granite peaks. My goal, to locate the mighty Salto Grande waterfall a few hours away. Even a simple day hike in this unpredictable climate requires some careful thought. Out here, forgetting critical gear could lead to real problems. Clothing should be warm and waterproof to protect against sudden changes in temperature and weather. Think in terms of layers that will enable you to adjust quickly and stay dry. Make sure your boots are sturdy and have strong ankle support. Waterproofing is also a great idea. A detailed map and compass will keep you pointed in the right direction. Basic orienteering skills will be useful here because of Patagonia's remoteness. The odds of crossing paths with other hikers are slim. Bring your own water or water purification system. Also some energy food like dried fruit or nuts. You're going to need it. Bring a knife and medical kit. While vaccinations are not required for entry to Chile and good medical care can be found, the nearest hospital is hours away. Your kit should contain antibiotics, antiseptic spray, bandages, insect repellent, painkillers, and tweezers. And in case you find yourself having to spend a night outdoors, a flashlight and lighter will prove invaluable. As I made my way over the wet green landscape, I began to notice a faint rumble from far away, and I knew I must be getting close. I was amazed by the changing light flashing across the formidable peaks, creating surreal and often staggering vistas. I hiked on, catching brief glimpses of indigenous wildlife, like the guanaco, a close relative of the llama. The wind whirling about my head broke up the low rumble of the distant falls. To try to duck out of the gust for a while, I went up over a rise at 2,300 feet and descended into what looked like a different planet. This strange granite valley looked like the dark side of the moon, evidence of the intense volcanic activity that accompanied the birth of these mountains. There was no escaping the weather. The temperature had now dropped to 40 degrees, and in Patagonia's late summer, it was a full-blown blizzard. Cold, but so beautiful as the snowflakes rushed sideways through the Black Canyon walls. Finally, I got my first glimpse of the falls below as I crept to the cliff's edge. Strong bursts of wind prevented me from capturing a long look over the steep drop-off, but I could sense the incredible force that was roaring below. Over hundreds of years, this current had gained strength, fed by melting snow and constant runoff from a nearby 10,000-year-old hanging glacier, a remnant from the last ice age. After 6 miles and a careful descent over loose shale, I eventually navigated down to terrain beneath the crest. The snow now turned to rain. In the distance, a colossal overflow pouring down to violent pools. I looked up through rain and snow at brilliant sunshine on high mountains. This place looked like the throne room of the weather gods. Wind, weather, and water. All I could do was marvel at this place, an amphitheater containing all of nature's forces. Traversing the last of the exposed cliffs, I wondered how many travelers had walked this same route. There was no evidence of anyone before me. In fact, this whole place appeared almost untouched. With swirls of mist flying down the canyon like spirits, I climbed to the edge of the falls. Sudden, powerful bursts of wind felt like they might carry me off, tearing at the spray below. I was glad to be experiencing this alone. I know in time more people will come here. I only hope they'll tread lightly and return home inspired by places like Patagonia and motivated to preserve them.